Greetings viewers, this is Monto Matt come at you with another video. Today we'll be reviewing and also unboxing the high-end master model Liger Zero X by Kotobukiya. That's right, this is the last of the Liger Zeros that I'll be building, the last of his series, so I'm kind of happy with that. The only one that I do not have is the Liger Zero Empire, which I would talk about briefly in this video to give a much better insight of the so-called history of the Liger Zero X. Now, with that being said, though, the proper segue, the Liger Zero originally was made for a Republican Zoid or Republican against the Empire, which was the two battles or two really groups in the Zoid line. I just realized the Republic and the Empire, the two factions in the, Zoid's story, is similar to that of Star Wars. I just realized that now. But in any case, for the Liger Zero X though, with the Liger Zero Emperor or Empire really, they wanted, the Empire side actually wanted their own Liger Zero, so they created the Liger Zero Empire, which was basically the original Liger Zero design, but only different colors. Whereas the basic Liger Zero design was base black with white armor, whereas the Liger Zero Empire was kind of like a dark gray, some faded gold, and with red armor. But the difference between the Empire and Republic, excuse me again. The difference between that is that the Liger Zero, the original Liger Zero, had 3 CAS systems, armor, the Jaeger, the Schneider, and the Panzer, whereas this Liger Zero only had one, which was the X unit. Now this one was used for electronic warfare, and it has a pale electrical powered blades and can be fired bursts of electricity from the weapons on its back. And the XCAS unit is actually a Imperial creation linked to the Liger Zero Empire, which I just stated a few seconds ago. So this the X system, or the XCAS armor, was only based for the Empire version of Liger Zero. That's basically it about his backstory. Liger Zero X never was introduced in any anime. I don't think it was featured in any manga. It may have done maybe like a cameo, almost like a commercial promo for a new line, whether it be a video game or something to continue on with the Zoid story. But that was the only feature that Liger Zero X really had. But enough of that, let's get straight to the box. As you can see here, the Liger Zero X is on the battlefield, just getting ready to attack properly. You can see here, those are the electrical power blades that's on its back, getting ready to use. And the one thing I do want to add is that right here is a Coning Wolf. Now, the Coning Wolf is another Zoid. It was introduced during the Hasbro line, during the customized mobilized line. And actually, the Coning Wolf was a top favorite among fans, or top favorite among collectors. And they have yet to make a high-end master model version of the Coning Wolf. Maybe they're gonna make this one, maybe not. I've not read anything about it just yet. But the year is not over, so we shall see. But aside from that, you can see here the Empire Zoid 054. That's its ID number, so to speak. This is actually the 53rd kit in the Kotobukiya line of the high-end master model line, really. Like I said, not the Kotobukiya line. Kotobukiya is the brand, the high-end master model line. And if you were to flip the box over, you get some characters, not characters, but Japanese language, I want to say, to describe about the Liger Zero X. I do like this art style. It's very clean and basic. I really do like that. Same picture as it was in the front. And here you have the Liger Zero X. You have some vents here on his shoulders. These hatches will mostly use as vents to basically release any air or just kind of reduce the I guess temperature in the Zoid. Not as bad as the Liger Zero Panzer, I want to say, but I guess it just is used to reduce any heat coming from the Zoid. At least as I want to say, because I do recall that they did make this Liger Zero X during the Hasbro customized mobilized line. The only thing about that one that I liked that I don't like about this one is that one came both with the Empire red armor and also the X CES armor, this one as well. So the fact that Kurabuki has yet to do that, it's kind of low side. I was hoping that you would actually have both the Empire and the X different armors as that same kit. But I guess it kind of in a way makes sense just because you can purchase the Liger Zero CES armors of the Jaeger, Schneider, and Panzer separately, or you can buy them with the body of the Liger Zero with it. So in the way I get it, I just kind of wish you have the option to interchange the armor pieces back and forth. But it is what it is. So here's some other poses, especially if you have an action base. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's the art for the box. Now let's get to opening it. There we go. Here's the blue translucent pieces for the shoulders. This is dull gold color. I'm actually thinking about painting this just because I don't like the way how this looks. I don't like, if he's going to use gold, fine, but make it stand out. Because this is kind of upsetting to look at, so I may just do something about that. I would say this is for the feet or legs. And you have these black caps, whereas on the regular Liger Zero, they're red or like a pinkish red. Here are for the feet. More for the feet. I actually like the color used for this one better than the color used of the other Liger Zeros I have. It seems like this silver, to me, stands out more than so-called dull gold is used for the feet of the other kits. So I do like these a little bit better. And here you go, some wonders for the body. Perhaps for the legs as well. More runners for the legs. You have the generic pilot, green visor for the head, and the Zoid core. I'm glad they stick with this color for the pistons. Now, if this color was the exact same color as these, I feel a lot better personally. But that's just my personal preference. Another one of those. And you get the bottom of the feet. You have that one cannon that's on the bottom or the bottom of the body of the Liger Zero. Some polycaps. And here we all have some parts for the shoulders and the blades. And this is why I am really considering just painting this over, just because this looks way too dull. I am not a fan of this. I'm definitely gonna paint this over and maybe do some paint lining too. More parts of the body. Some pieces for the shoulders, and I would say for the face of the Liger Zero. More parts for the body. And just extra pieces, I would say, for the shoulders of the XCS armor. I'm not familiar about what these are, but I'm looking forward to that. Yep, these are some parts for the head and for the tail. And some extra parts. There we go. And here we have the instruction manual. I really like the way how this picture looks. Doing a storm, and basically you can use his weapons properly. Same thing how it was for the other kits. Have this sheet out in case you're gonna order new parts. Here's all the runners, and there we go. Forgot about the decals here. And I like it how for this kit, it does give you a zero emblem, but it's a little bit different. It almost has like that R almost has an X to it, just so you can make sure this is the Empire version of the Liger Zero. And here's the Empire emblem right here, that logo. So really like that little change they did. And it seems like this is just a shade different, at least that's what it looks like to me. It's just still does stuff all with a head and a body. Then it goes on to the legs. Yep, and the entire body gets made first, and then you go on with the XCS armor. And just by looking at these, it does remind me, because I did used to have the Liger Zero X, the Hasbro version. And just looking at some of these parts and the way how they are built, it's quite similar to the way how that was built as well. So this should not be too problematic for me at all. The one thing I just hope that this kit does better is that I'm hoping that the pieces will actually stay intact. The one thing I had a gripe with, and that this was, I had two Liger Zeros from the Hasbro line. The stabilizers is on the side of the body, kept on falling off. Some of those like pegs broke very easily. Not a fan of that, so I'm hoping these will stay intact a lot better. And here we go. Just certain things you can do with the kit. Once everything is put together, you can move those electrical blades that's on his back, those vents on his shoulders. You can move that one movement in his tail and his face. And there was a point for an action base. So I am looking forward to that. And here's a water sheet. Oh, no, it's not water sheet. Color palette. There we go. Color palette, and the water decal shows you how to remove them from the sheet and how to place them. And I like how some of the color palette here is. Some of these kind of look a little bit metallic, especially the gold and silver. So I am happy about that. And of course, you get some action poses you can do with the Liger Zero X. And that's it for all the runners. Thank you all for watching. I'm looking forward to build my last Liger Zero for the time being. It's been quite a battle, so I'm still looking forward to finally getting this done. So it's going to be something brand new right after this kit will be built. So I'm really looking forward to this. Not at that point, it is a little bit overwhelming after building the same parts over and over again. So do want to build something brand new. So again, I'm just thankful this is going to be done very shortly. But again, it is overwhelming, but I'm also very excited at the same time. So with that being said, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more video updates, more channel updates for that matter. And be sure to take a look at these two videos here, one most recent and one that YouTube decided to pick out. So until next time everyone, keep on building.